Welcome, Satnam. This is the Lunar Living live stream. Welcome to the new moon in Aries. Thank you for being here. Mostly I come in on Mondays. Welcome, Satnam. We reduce the echo. So mostly I come in on Mondays for a weekly overview of the lunar energy, but today is the new moon in Aries. And it's important to come in on these new moon dates and be present with the shift. It's kind of a changing of guards, these new moon moments. So this marks the beginning of the fourth lunar cycle. The new moon happened earlier this morning in the Eastern time zone, I think just before 8 a.m. And we're shifting here again into Aries. So we're currently at a place where there is a huge stellium of energy in Aries. The sun is currently in Aries, although we're about to go into Taurus and kind of end that moment with the sun. The moon has been in, excuse me, in Aries since yesterday. Saturn, Neptune, Mars, and Mercury. I think we've, is that it? Do we have one more? Something like that. So we have a large Aries energy at hand right now. So what is Aries? I mean, I think Aries is forward motion, activation, right? But Aries is life force itself. We just can pause with that for a moment. Aries is life force itself. It is the beginning of the zodiac. It is rebirth. It is newness. And it is forward motion. But it's not a forward motion that draws from the old way of being, because we just have that cutoff from Pisces, which is the end of the zodiac and the dissolution of everything. And anything that just came into Aries has just traversed Pisces, has just went through its dissolution phase. So it is prepared to be rebirthed. Now, there's a tendency with all of this Aries energy to get in our heads, to get fiery, to get aggressive or angry. There's Mars in there. But also we have this energy, Chiron is the other one. And Chiron has to do with soul level healing. Healing through challenge as well, healing through your own pain, and healing your own pain through the experience of your own pain, allowing yourself to go through that experience in order to heal it. So this new moon, there's a new vision emerging. That's the theme. We switch the original clan mother energy in guidance as well. We move from ways the truth and acting on our truth to bring ourselves and our entire community back to the beauty way. This is different from our current justice system, where it's punishment and consequences. This is the release of the wounds to bring greater energy back into not only the two sides of the quote unquote situation, but the entire community. So that's where we were just the energy we were just sitting with, especially with the full moon in Libra and calling us to balance in our communities, in our relations. And now with the new fresh moon in Aries, which is also an ignition energy, there's a spark of vision. So how do we work with this new moon in Aries? Well, first, we acknowledge the dark moon that just passed us, that we just moved through. And we honor the experience of release that brought us, whether most of when we're going through a shift, it's not necessarily comfortable because it's unfamiliar. So acknowledging that we just went from, even in yesterday's Aries moon energy, so kind of like some seasonings of the activation, but also in the release and the darkness and the receiving of the wisdom time. So now with the moon activated new instead of dissolving, we're building now. It's It's activating the Aries stellium with more heightened fire, more understanding of our identity above and beyond what culture and family and early experiences coached in us, reconnecting with our soul's desires, which have been present all along, and sparking new beginnings in this flavor. So we're kind of in this space in between the old self and the new self without anything totally landed yet. And it feels uncomfortable. So we're moving from that reactive action energy, ego, and urgency into aligned initiation, which is vision led. So you notice the difference: reactive action, ego, and urgency is fear based. It can create a forward movement in the body because of the anxiety that may be present with it. Whereas aligned initiation will feel grounded and rhythmic. So just noticing the difference between those spaces and how that feels in your body will illuminate for you when you're in which one. So we can keep calling ourselves back to aligned action, aligned initiation. And when we're not there, just recognize it and don't proceed. Don't beat yourself up for not being there all the time either. And just because something is activated doesn't mean that it's time and ready to be acted on. Noticing the difference between those two things: activation and time for action. So that causes us to need to create containment for that activation, and without having to run and go do the thing, because there's going to be more that will drop in. So maybe touch your body and take a deep breath in wherever you feel like holding just a gentle hand, maybe your thighs, maybe your upper body. Breathe in deeply. Breathe into that spark sensation that may be subtly or strongly present. Just pause and notice what feels aligned. Alive. Aligned was Libra. Alive is Aries. In me right now. What feels alive? Not what should I do, just what feels alive. Notice sensations, images that come through, impulses. Notice that there's also no need to make that aliveness into everything that you think you need. Just notice the pulse and the aliveness. If you want to grab your journal or just sit and think, you can also pause this for a moment while you grab your journal. What's speaking through me? Where do I feel myself opening, and or what do I feel myself opening more fully to? I was remiss. We were talking about the Plan Mother Moon. We moved from Ways the Truth, and now we are walking with Looks Far Woman. So we have a new vision activated in this, but also we're not running towards that vision yet. We're noticing the vision and aligning everything inside us to it. And so the other thing we want to think about is, where am I feeling urgency Where am I feeling grounded truth? And those places where I'm feeling urgency, what more wants to come through me here? Something else is yet to be revealed or settled or released. Where do I feel urgency versus truth? Noticing that ego pushes on urgency. The truth is infinite, timely, and timeless. And we can honor this vision that by not forcing it into form yet. The sun will be moving into Taurus very soon, grounding this energy, slowing it down a bit, helping us to soften into the subtlety and sensuality of life. That's beautiful, Taurus. And if you notice, it's also the time in my area of the world where flowers really start to flourish and the trees start to bloom. This is such beautiful Taurus energy. I have a sister who's a Taurus, so it's very endearing to my own heart. And also one of my favorite times of year, one of the times of year that my mother and I celebrated the most. And if you live in a cold climate, the spring is absolutely the feeling of absolute rebirth. So this is a beginning. It's not it's not the final. So this is kind of, consider it the rough draft of what's to come. The original leaning in to the new dream, to the new vision. So with the Aries energy and the Aries moon, many people might say, take action, start now, go, 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 go fast. But what we call out, first feel, first align, first breathe, and then activate. So the theme of this moon is beginning without full clarity. And another reminder of why we don't launch in 20 steps at once. One simple step, see what it brings. Second simple step. We may feel unclear, tender, or just like a gentle inspiration humming beneath the surface. This is the beginning of something that we have cultivated for quite a while. So take a moment to bask in the congratulations, the victory of that. So wrapping back around to clan mother looks far woman. She's the visionary, the seer, the call back to our own intuition. She helps us trust what we see and feel. Not all out here. There's a lot of illusion out here, but the truth is always in noticing that. And we can sense it and we can feel it even before it becomes fully tangible in our 3D world. So the vision does not have to be fully formed. It arrives in fragments, feelings, and subtle knowing. It rides in the softening of your cells, of your body and your connective tissue. Beginning to trust what is emerging. Don't rush the clarity. Take it one small step at a time. Stay close to your body. Trust subtle movements. And noticing even in the stillness, your body is doing infinite amounts of micro movements at all times. They're always moving. This is a new beginning. Let it be what it is. A small opening. Let it be real. Let it unfold. And trusting the vision that's beginning to emerge. That's the message for today. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you soon. Satnam. I'm Colina Casa, satmom.com, SATMOM. Take care and happy new moon.